name is Angela Galloway, and I'm going to be your Math 146 instructor this semester. It's hard to believe, but the spring semester is actually starting next week. Our class is a Tuesday-Thursday class, so we will be starting on Tuesday, January 15th, and our class is at 2 o'clock in E102. So that's just a little information about where you need to be next week for our class. Now, I'm still working on our Blackboard page, so if you go to your Blackboard right now and see your list of classes, if our class says unavailable, that's just because I haven't finished tweaking all the stuff for this semester yet, so don't worry about that. You are still enrolled in the class. I just have to get everything together in our Blackboard page, so I will be working on that this week. But until then, I just wanted to answer some questions that I typically get from students the first week of class. The first thing is, do you need to buy a book? So you don't have to buy a book. The reason why we don't require you to buy a paper book is because you're going to have access to an e-textbook, because we will be using my math lab to do our homework and quizzes in class. And so my math lab has an e-textbook included. The e-textbook you can read like on the computer or on your tablet, or you can actually print off pages if you would like to have the paper copy. But if you do want to buy the book, I wanted to show you what it should look like. So we're using Mathematical Ideas, and it is by, let me see, Charles Miller, and we are in the 13th edition right now. So this is what it should look like. We just got out of the 12th edition last semester. So if you find a 12th edition, it's pretty much the same. The only thing they changed was they changed some of the numbers of the chapters, but that's not really a big deal. We can discuss that in class. But if you find a used one that's a 12th edition, that one will be good too. Most students choose not to buy a paper book, but that's kind of just up to you if you would like to have a textbook, all right? The next thing is really the only other thing you'll want to have for the class is a calculator. You need to at least have a scientific calculator, which would look something like this. This is the TI-30XIIS. This one, if you don't already have it, you can get at Walmart or Target, any of those, for $12 to $15. So they're not real expensive. I mean, we will be using calculators a lot. We don't use them as much in the first unit. You mainly would just be using it for, you know, adding or multiplying or whatever. But later on we do get into more complex, I guess, math things that we'll need a calculator for. So scientific calculator you need to have for sure. A graphing calculator is optional. So the graphing calculator would look something like this. This is like a TI-83, so 83s or 84s or 85s. Those would be good for later on in the semester, and if you have them or not, I am going to go over kind of how to use them. So if you have one that maybe you haven't really figured out how to use, we are going to go through some of that and look at, you know, how can I use it for statistics stuff, or how can I use it for graphing? So it is an option that if you want to use one of those calculators, you can. So scientific or graphing calculator. All right. So we still have a week before classes start. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to email me at angela.galloway@kctcs.edu. You could also call me at 270-901-1084, or you can stop by my office. I'm in Building C, Room 10. I'm here pretty much all week from about 8:30 to 3:30, so feel free to stop by. Also, if you need to talk to your advisor or any other teacher on campus, we are all back in our offices this week, so you can come by and see them. The bookstore is open if you need to get anything from there. But hopefully I'm going to see all of you next week on Tuesday at 2 o'clock. And enjoy your last week of vacation, and I will see you next week. Thanks.